Yom HaShoah, Israel's Holocaust Remembrance Day, began on Wednesday and it ends at sundown on Thursday. A remembrance program will be held at the Scranton Jewish Community Center on Thursday, and our Lisa Sugar gets more details about the day and the event from the center's executive director, Dan Cardonic.
Yom HaShoah, which is Israel's Holocaust Remembrance Day. This is a Remembrance Day that was set by the Israeli government more than 50 years ago, and it is commemorated through all of Israel and throughout the United States. The word Shoah means catastrophe, and on this day we remember the 6 million Jews who died during the Holocaust in World War II. And the Holocaust, as many of you know, is one of the largest acts of anti-Semitism in history. And there are many Jews in the United States and in Israel who will hold commemorative ceremonies or events to remember the victims. And these events will often include stories of the victims, stories of heroes who helped save Jews during this tragedy, and it's an opportunity for reflection. Every year in Israel, at 10 a.m. on Yom HaShoah, air raid sirens sound throughout the country, and Israelis are expected to observe 2 minutes of solemn reflection, and almost everyone stops what they're doing, including motorists, and who stop their cars in the middle of the road, and they'll get out of their cars and stand beside their vehicles in silence as the siren is sounded. And the JCC will be holding our own Holocaust Remembrance event. This event will take place in front of our building by our Holocaust Memorial statue. We will have several components and speakers as part of the event, including also a candle lighting and several moments of reflection. We will also be hearing from a family of a survivor. We'll be following sort of strict COVID-19 protocols. Masks will be required. We'll be enforcing social distancing. And we're asking attendees to make reservations, and they can do so by visiting our website. And it's a free event to the community, and we welcome the community to come join us as we remember this very important time in which it was a very large tragedy in the history of the Jewish people. Since we are doing it outdoors, we do need to limit the amount of people who can be in the area where the ceremony is taking place. While the ceremony area, if it does fill up, the community is welcome to stand further back outside of the ceremony area just to watch from a distance.
Many people nowadays don't even realize what the Holocaust was, and that's frightening. So tell us a little bit about that.
Unfortunately, there are some very worrying surveys and studies that have been conducted over the course of the last couple of years that show that Holocaust education in the United States is become a challenge. And there's a worrying survey that says that 1 in 10 Americans under the age of 40 have never heard of the Holocaust. Of those that were surveyed, you know, in the sample that was taken, also did not realize that 6 million Jews were also perished during the Holocaust. So it's a little bit troublesome. It makes Holocaust education so much more important to be passed on to the younger generations, to hear the stories, to hear from the families of survivors, and to be able to provide the appropriate education in our school system so that this tragedy is never forgotten, and so that we work to prevent anything like the Holocaust from ever happening again.
And Dan, lastly, how do they make a reservation if they would like to attend?
And so if they'd like to make a reservation, all they need to do is visit our website. They will see the information regarding our Yom HaShoah event. They just need to click on the link. It'll bring them to a sign-up page, and they can just easily put their name in to sign up and make a reservation.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Feisner's Ford in Freeland, who is celebrating 75 years in business. Give them a call at 570-636-3920, or you can log on to feisnersford.com.